Today I'm reviewing a 2014 Porsche Cayenne GTS, which is one of the ultimate sport utility vehicles and one of my favorite sport utilities that you can buy. The Cayenne was first introduced for the 2003 model year and is now in its third generation with an all-new model for the 2018 model year. This 2014 falls into the second generation that was sold from the 2011 to 2017 model year. The Cayenne is also a sibling to the Volkswagen Touareg, with the two vehicles sharing quite a bit in common. Obviously with the Cayenne you get a much more sporty presence, and it's also available with a number of more powerful powertrains that you can't get on the Touareg. Now the Touareg was sold here in the US alongside the Cayenne for its first two generations. Unfortunately, with the introduction of the third generation Cayenne, they discontinued the Touareg here in the US, although you can still buy it in some foreign markets. One of the most unique things about the Cayenne is the wide range of trim package offerings as well as price points. For 2014, it was offered in 9 different trim packages, with the base model starting at just under $50,000 and the top-end Turbo S model having a starting price of $146,000, so nearly 3 times the price of the base model, and that's without any additional options. Adding options would get you much closer to $200,000. This model is the GTS, which had a starting price of about $86,000, but again, with options, you could run that price up to about $140,000. With the GTS, it's a step above the S model and a step below the Turbo. Basically what you're getting here is a slightly more powerful 8-cylinder model than what you get in the S, and it's got a little bit more of the styling of that Turbo and the Turbo S model. I love the style of the second generation of the Porsche Cayenne. It's got a really sporty look to it, very premium and very one-of-a-kind within a very crowded SUV market. Especially when the first generation model came out, the Cayenne was really in a class of its own. Now for the first generation, I sort of felt like the Touareg was the more attractive sibling, but for the second generation they trade spots, and the Cayenne is much more refined. It's got a really clean look to it, much more premium, and comes together much nicer than what we saw in that first generation. I also love the GTS trim package as well as the Turbo and the Turbo S. A few little tweaks that just give them a much more sporty, premium presence than what you're going to get in the other models in the lineup. With this GTS package, in place of chrome accents, we get black accents. So you'll see we've got the black outline around the window compartment here, black side rails, and then down below we also get the side skirt that gives it the illusion of sitting lower to the ground and much more sporty presence. And we also get a nice set of 20-inch gunmetal gray wheels with the red brake calipers. Coming up to the front, it's got sort of your classic Porsche front end, very similar to other models in the lineup. Headlights for the second generation have the 4 LEDs in the corners that gives it a pretty cool look. Our parking lights are also LED strips, which look pretty cool when they're illuminated. You see you've got parking sensors in the bumper and then fog lights down below as well. The side profile of the Cayenne is very sporty. Our front and rear fenders are very aggressive stance. You also see you've got the light here on the side. And then this model is also equipped with a set of the Porsche crossbars up top. Coming around to the back, we've got LED taillights with very sporty look again. Also really like the look of the spoiler up top here. Very sporty presence with that third brake light. And you gotta love quad exhaust. Gives it a pretty mean look, and it's also got a really nice sound to it. You'll see this model is also equipped with a tow package, and we've got parking sensors in the rear bumper as well, and a few reflectors down below to improve visibility. So all around a really great looking SUV. I think within the crowded sport segment of SUVs, the Cayenne really stands out as one of the most attractive options. While the exterior styling on the second generation of the Cayenne is a really nice improvement over the first, the interior absolutely blows away the first generation model. It is probably the nicest SUV interior available on the market. You see it's got a really cool look to it. It looks like an airplane cockpit. Really nice layout, very functional design, high quality materials. This GTS model in particular has a really cool look to it. You'll see that our seats are a nice combination of leather and Alcantara. Likewise, our pillars and headliner are Alcantara wrapped. A number of carbon fiber and brushed aluminum accents. Also comes very heavily loaded with features. Got the usual power windows, door locks, and mirrors. Memory settings for 3 drivers. Nice premium audio system. Seat is full power with lumbar support. To the left of the steering column here, we've got our parking brake, which is electronic. We've also got our keyhole. Rather than being on the right-hand side, it's on the left-hand side, which is kind of a unique Porsche trademark. Lighting controls here. We've got cruise control. Steering wheel is a tri-spoke design with carbon fiber accents and is leather wrapped. You'll see we've got our paddle shifters on either side in brushed aluminum. We've also got a number of Bluetooth and audio controls, as well as some setting controls. Instrument cluster's got a really cool sporty look to it. Go ahead and jump inside. Give you a look at the key here, which has keyless entry and electronic rear hatch. Go ahead and insert it here and turn the ignition on. You can see on our instrument cluster we do get a little LCD screen here with some vehicle information. And then center dash here has got just such a cool look to it. Up top we've got a clock with elevation and a compass. And then in the middle we've got our infotainment screen here. It's got the usual AM/FM radio, CD player. It's got internal media, satellite radio. You can connect a device using a hardwired or Bluetooth connection. It's also got navigation. You can adjust sound settings. And then down below here, hazard lights, hill descent control, heated rear window. This is for defrosting the front window. A few climate controls here with air conditioning, selecting to redistribute air within the cabin versus bringing it from the outside. We've got dual zone climate for the driver and passenger side here, so vent control, temperature control, and then where the air is coming out, so up above, middle, down at the feet. There's an auto climate control as well, and then we've got heated seats for the passenger and driver as well. This model, of course, has the automatic transmission with the manual shifting option available. We've got an off-road mode here, which adjusts the traction control settings. And then we've got comfort, normal, and sport mode for the chassis, which basically changes the way that the vehicle feels. If you're in sport mode, it's got a really stiff ride. In comfort mode, it's got a much softer ride. And then in normal, it's sitting kind of in the middle. We can also adjust the height of the vehicle here to lower or raise the suspension. We've got a sport mode for the transmission, which allows it to accelerate quicker or improve fuel economy. Automatic start stop can be turned on and off. Got traction control, and we've also got a button here to improve the sound of the exhaust. Got a 12-volt outlet, 2 cup holders. Center armrest here folds up, and we've got a little bit of storage space inside with a 12-volt outlet, USB connection, and auxiliary connection. Up above, we've got a self-dimming rear view mirror, some reading lights, light control for the rear of the vehicle. We can turn parking sensors on and off. Ability to program up to 3 garage door openers here, and we've also got a tilt and sliding sunroof. The rear seat of the Cayenne is very spacious, plenty of leg, head, and shoulder room. Again, we get the leather and Alcantara wrapped seats. Center seat back here folds down into an armrest with 2 cup holders, and we can also drop down these seats in 3 sections. Nice that the middle seat drops down here. If you've got skis or something else that's long, you can still use the more comfortable outer seats. And then we can also drop down the outer seats to further increase that rear cargo area. And that's possible on both sides. And then we can pull that handle here to bring that back up. In the middle here, we've got vents to bring heat and air to the rear. And then down below, we've got 2 12-volt outlets, 1 for each side. And then we've also got cup holder built into each door. Coming around back, we've got an electronic rear hatch. And you'll see with that open, the Cayenne is quite spacious back here. Plenty of cargo space. Got a built-in privacy cover here that slides closed to conceal objects in the back when the lid is closed. Got a little pocket on this side and a 12-volt outlet. And then to close the rear hatch, got a button right up here. Just push that and that'll close. The Cayenne's available with a really wide range of available engine options. Starting off with the base engine, which is a 3.6 liter V6 gas. They've got a 3 liter 6-cylinder turbo diesel, a 3 liter supercharged hybrid and plug-in hybrid model, and then they've got a couple different 4.8 liter naturally aspirated V8s, as well as turbocharged versions of the same engine. Depending on your selection, horsepower varies from 240 up to 550, torque varies from 295 pound-feet up to 553 pound-feet. 0 to 60 time varies from 4 seconds flat up to 7.4 seconds. Tow capacity varies from 6,000 to 7,700 pounds, and fuel economy varies from 13 miles per gallon in city and 19 miles per gallon on the highway on the Turbo S model to 20 miles per gallon in city and 29 miles per gallon on the highway with the turbo diesel model. So a really wide range of options. This GTS model has a 4.8 liter naturally aspirated 8-cylinder with a little bit more power than what you're going to see on the Cayenne S. It's got 380 horsepower and 420 pound-feet of torque. That's good for 0 to 60 time of 5.5 seconds and an EPA rating of 14 miles per gallon in the city and 20 miles per gallon on the highway. Well, the Cayenne is a really great vehicle to drive. It's very comfortable, it's luxurious, it's smooth and quiet when you want it to be, and it's loud and obnoxious when you want it to be that way. Unfortunately, the roads are a little bit snowy today, so we're not going to be doing much accelerating, but we will give you a quick little sample here. Do that 4.8 liter V8 there. Great exhaust note to it. It's really kind of a Porsche trademark in all their vehicles. They have awesome sounding exhaust. And the 8-speed automatic transmission is quite nice as well. It's seamless in its shifts and helps you to achieve pretty decent fuel economy given that it's an 8-speed. I absolutely love the interior design on this Cayenne. Like I said, it looks a little bit like an airplane cockpit. Generally, I feel like this would be a little bit on the busy side with too many buttons, but it really works in this situation. Because of the way it's laid out, you want it to have a lot of buttons, so it gives it that cockpit feel. And it just really does have a one-of-a-kind look to it. I love these little handles that we get here on the side. You're going to be driving pretty quick to use these, but still a nice little feature, and it gives it that really sporty look. I also love the interior colors with this GTS. They've got a really wide range of color options that are available. The carbon fiber, the brushed aluminum, and the black looks absolutely awesome. I love that you can get so many engine options with the Cayenne. It really gives you that full suite depending on what your preferences are. If you're looking for fuel economy, you've got the diesel, you've got the hybrid, the plug-in hybrid. If you're looking for an entry-level option, you've got the V6. If you want a little bit more grunt and power, you've got the S and the GTS. And if you want an SUV that is absolutely mind-blowingly fast, you've got the Turbo and the Turbo S. Really is a great suite of available engine options. Now, although the Cayenne is really sport focused, it's actually a pretty good off-roader as well. The first generation in particular was very capable. It had the 2-speed transfer case and a locking differential, which you don't get in the second generation model, but it does have the 8-speed automatic transmission now, which gives it a lower first gear. It's got an improved traction control management system, which helps with traction in off-road situations. It's got the suspension that allows you to raise and lower the vehicle, giving you pretty decent ground clearance, and it's got a ton of power. So although it's not the most capable off-roader out there, it's still gonna be pretty good for that occasional back road. And then of course, it's also a great vehicle for driving on snowy and icy roads. The Cayenne was one of the first entries in this high-end sport utility segment, which has really grown quite a bit over the years. It's actually become quite crowded. But if I were looking personally for myself to buy a high-end sport SUV, the Cayenne is without a doubt the option that I go with. I think it is one of the most attractive options available on the market. Absolutely love this interior. It looks so cool. It's really one of a kind, loaded with luxury and tech features. It's a very comfortable SUV. It's very smooth, great handling. It's obviously very quick, great towing capacity, and I love that it's got so many available powertrain options. All right, here's one more acceleration test on semi-dry pavement. Oh man, that's got a great sound to it. So that's a look at the Porsche Cayenne. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. For more car reviews, be sure to subscribe. In the meantime, thanks for watching.